As I said, I'm playing this blind, so I have no idea what to do. Good news is, I am using a different controller. It's, hopefully more reliable than the previous one, though I, truth be told, can't be sure. As I said, the controller I was using before, it was a, got in a trade because the controller I was using previously just crapped out on me, and while this controller works, or I should say the controller I was using before works, it wasn't necessarily working reliably. It will have to be plugged into the PS3 directly. If you use the wireless function, it will just not work. It will crap out and just go haywire. I'm not using this one currently wirelessly because, frankly, my console, my laptop, and my TV are just so close together, there's really no reason to. But I admit, it is rather nice to have the option now. This is where I got stuck last game, so what do I do? Seriously, what do I do? Do I duck? Do I even go here? Okay. How did I do that? I didn't even press the change button. This looks stuck. When I tried... Oh. Well, that was a fluke! Okay, didn't expect to do that. In fact, that was... I cannot stress enough how unexpected I was for that to work. If you remember in my last video, I pretty much blew myself up with a grenade round or something trying to get that door unstuck. I just noticed the canister, not sure what it's supposed to be, kind of looked like a fire extinguisher. Apparently, I wasn't able to hit it, so I had to shoot it. Seriously, I wasn't expecting that to work. Anyways, what I am about to say might not be suitable for this video. She'll be suited more for maybe a well-intended rant or the atheism and blasphemous Bible video. It's just I don't want to, just because my book is very anti-religious and pro-atheism doesn't necessarily mean I want to associate myself with the atheist community, because well, I have a problem with them. The main one being they are the newest. They try to force things in the name of progress, which you just do not force. in the name of progress. That's not how progress works. You can't outlaw religion. You just can't. You can make religion less powerful. You can make religion less impactful. And you can educate future generations to be less and less religious. But you can't blatantly force religion out. It has to be educated out. It has to be bred out. Progress is slow. The cats are up to something, but anyways, progress is slow. And if you try and speed it up too quickly, oh, congratulations. All that work that's been done, all that effort that's been done in the name of progress, just got shot right out the window. It used to be that religion was the major form of rule in all things government, and they tried to make atheism and other religious ideologies illegal. That didn't really work out, did it? It backfired on them, and they were blatantly corrupt. That's what happens when you try to force that on people. It becomes, by its very nature, blatantly corrupt. If you look at modern history, and it doesn't even have to be history, it can be just simply what's happening in the modern world as we speak. Those governments who blatantly outlaw religion are fucking corrupt. The Soviet Union, fucking corrupt. Look how well that turned out. North Korea, fucking corrupt. Look how that turned out. Look how that's turning out. Yeah, religion is bad, but so is atheism when it comes to an extreme. Anything when it goes to the extreme is automatically not good. It's terrible. It's horrible, and it ends up being corrupt. Saudi Arabia is a corrupt government based off of Muslim rule. They have terrible human rights violations, despite foolishly being the Human Rights Council for the United Nations. They've outlawed atheism, claiming them to be terrorists. And now it's pretty much regarded in pretty much all parts of the world that aren't ruled by Islam that Saudi Arabia is blatantly corrupt. Well, the truth is, just because it's corrupted by religion doesn't mean the solution is ban religion. You can't force people how to think. That's not how progress works. Once you start making laws, whether it be in good intentions, once you start trying to outlaw ignorance, well, congratulations. We have a whole new problem. You can't outlaw ignorance because you can't outlaw the way people think. It's how progress is lost, okay? So these people I see on forums, should religion be outlawed? Of course religion shall be outlawed. It's severely blocking human progress, yeah. Religion might be inherently bad, especially when it comes to human progress, but that doesn't mean it shall be outright banned, doesn't mean it shall be outright outlawed. Again, you can't force people to be not ignorant. You just can't. That is how Trump got in power. That is why we've lost so much progress in the freedom of religion, because we tried to speed progress up. Should prayer be kept out of schools? No. No. Doesn't matter if it's a private school, doesn't matter if it's a public school. Prayer should not be banned in schools. This shouldn't be enforced. That's the difference. And once that happened, well, suddenly all that progress we made trying to get religion out of schools, out of children, out of government, well, it backfired on us, didn't we? Because we tried to enforce and make laws keeping children away from the ignorance. Once we started making, well, okay, how do I explain this? In regards to not necessarily religion, but just human rights laws in general, pro-woman, pro-LGBT, pro-choice, I support feminism, I support the LGBT community, I support pro-choice. People supporting in this community got, well, I hate to break it to ya, way too greedy. Because they started saying and trying to force people what to do, what to say, more importantly, what not to do and what not to say, because they claimed offensive. And that's offensive because it's ignorant. Well, that backfired, didn't it? Frankly, at an age where people are so concerned about being offensive and what's offensive, what's not only is it backfiring on what's offensive and what's not, it's backfiring for everybody, because you have people like me who, they're pro-choice, pro-LGBT, pro-woman, pro-feminism, things like that. The extreme feminists, the extreme pro-choicers, the extreme LGBT community, I want nothing to do with these people. Because they are making opposite of progress. Saying that, it's making the severely, truly offensive, the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazis, the Westboro Baptist Church, suddenly they're making the truly offensive even more powerful because they're claiming to be against the far right, which I have a major issue with, are claiming to be enemies of the far left, who I also have issues with. And it's making the true people, the people in the medium, into the left, but they're making the people to the left confused because suddenly these people claiming to be liberals, they want nothing to do with them. Ooh, an alien. Finally, an alien. The people on the right who are conservative but not necessarily Republican, they're confused because they don't want to be associated with Trump, but they also don't want to be associated with the liberals, because the liberals have always been their opponent, not necessarily their enemy, their opponent. I am by no means a conservative. I am also by no means a liberal. I do not ally myself to one political party. I vote for the candidate, not for... Oh shit. The political party the candidate is running for. I have voted for the Conservative Party. I have voted for the Liberal Party. I have not yet voted for the Green Party because, as it stands, vote for the Green Party is just a wasted vote. When it came to the provincial election, I voted for the NDP because I thought it's the lesser of three evils, saying that this is the one time I've ever felt comfortable voting NDP, because the NDP, they worry me. They are pretty much the Liberal Party for people who think the Liberal Party is too conservative. They have their head in the clouds. They have great ideas in the sense that this is how the way the world should be run, or the way Canada should be run at least. But the problem with the way it should be run is that that's being idealistic without factoring in the reality of the situation. But anyways, that's a bit off track. I do not vote for parties, I vote for the candidate. And at times, I voted for the candidate who everybody thought, what? In shock. Why the hell would you ever vote for him? Yes, I admit, I have twice voted for Stephen Harper. Why? Well, the first time I voted for Stephen Harper was during the 2008 election, maybe it was 2007, around that time where Canada was being hit by a recession. When you are hit in a recession and you need people to have work, it's generally wise to vote for a more conservative candidate. Did Harper disappoint me? Yes. But I felt more comfortable voting for a conservative candidate in the face of a recession than a liberal candidate who will, generally speaking, instead of focusing on having people employed, will be focusing on helping those who are unemployed. Instead of creating jobs, they will be creating welfare rights, disability rights. They will be making it better for people who are on welfare, whether they want to be on welfare or not. And let's be honest, most people don't, including those who are stuck on it. Emphasis on stuck on it. They do not want to be on it. They will make rights for people on employment insurance. They will make it rights for people on disability. They will make rights for people who are like that. People who are, they make rights for the unemployed to, for lack of a better term, stay unemployed. They don't make it better for people who are unemployed in the way of actually finding a fucking job. Then the second time I voted for Harper, well, frankly, what else was I to do, okay? The Liberal Party put I don't even remember who the leader of the Liberal Party was at the time, but he pretty much put in a vote of no confidence against Harper. We had an election which was way too soon. And because the Liberal Party was pretty much being whiny brats at the time, they were going to lose anyways, because Canada, including people who are generally Liberal Party supporters in Canada, frankly got sick and tired of their shit. The Liberal Party went from being the opposing party to the weakest party in Parliament, save for the Green Party, if the Green Party was in Parliament. The NDP became the opposing party, and the Conservative Party, aka Stephen Harper, went from having a minority government to having a majority government. Yeah. The reason I voted for Harper is because I was just sick and tired of the Liberal Party's shit. That offends people, apparently, because apparently when it comes to politics, people view it like sports. They don't care who the candidate is, so long as you vote for them. So long as they are running for their particular party, that's the candidate you should vote for. They don't vote for the person who is going to make Canada better or improved. Nope, they're loyal to one party and one party alone. That's dangerous as far as I'm concerned. That's why I don't vote loyally to one particular political party. I vote for the best candidate I feel at the time. Anyways, that's how I believe progress is made in politics. You vote for the best candidate, not necessarily the who you generally align yourself in the political spectrum. But now in America, where they have multiple political parties, but only two actually worth voting for, well, that's a problem. And it's blatantly corrupt on both sides of the political spectrum. Trump's government is corrupt. There are even Republicans in the blatantly corrupt Republican Party going, holy fuck, is this party corrupt? And because it's the Republican Party, and the Republican Party is generally the enemy of human rights, people generally accept that. The problem is, the Democratic Party is just as corrupt, too. And when it comes to corrupt governments, corrupt parties, and I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on, extremism in any form is a terrible idea. If too much of a good thing creates obesity, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what it is. There is too much of pro-liberal, and it created a situation where suddenly too much of a liberals made it so that the liberals essentially became whiny bitches where you can't say anything because someone might find it offensive. Well, that turned out bad, didn't it? And now we're having it so that the blatantly corrupt Republicans are in power, and now those who are truly offensive are the ones in charge. Also, I don't remember if I said it in a video or just in general, but in a world of political correctness, people need to be offended. Let me rephrase that statement, shall I? Can I do that? Of course I can. It's called growing up. People are allowed to change their minds. Anyways, in a world where it is fearful to be offensive, frankly, people need to be more offensive. They honestly do. They seriously need to be more offensive. It is making it so that the truly offensive are, well, I don't know who they are anymore. It is perfectly acceptable for people to be offensive. It is acceptable for you to be offended, and it's acceptable for people to be offended by you. Don't view it like it's some sort of terrible concept that, oh my god, I've offended someone, I must be a bad person, or that person offends me, he must be a bad person. Not everybody is going to like you. Face it, not everybody is going to like you. And chances are, if a person finds you offensive for any reason, even if that reason is minor, chances are you are going to find them offensive for any reason, even if that reason be minor. Doesn't mean you're wrong, doesn't mean they're wrong, doesn't mean you're right, doesn't mean they're right. Frankly, when it comes to seeing what people find offensive in things, it's more opinion. And because being offensive and being offending and being offended had such a harsh stigma, it's made it so that that which is truly offensive has little merit, because frankly, everything nowadays is offensive. That's terrible. There are always going to be people who are willfully ignorant. There are always going to be racists. There are always going to be sexists. There are always going to be misogynists. There are always going to be bigots. There are always going to be anti-gay people, and there are always going to be people who, you know, I don't have a problem per se with the LGBT community, but I just think it's unnatural. There are always going to be people like that. And now that it is so fearful to be offensive and to be offended and to offend, it's making it so that the truly offensive are hiding in the shadows, and the people who are generally, even if it's something to be truly offended about, for example, the people who are loves a sin, hates a sinner kind of shit, yeah, those people severely offend me because, well, it's an insult to their intelligence, but, yeah. It's making it so that people who, chances are, even minor people who you are going to find offensive in the long term anyways, it's making it so that these people who are going to be offending me anyways are no longer offending me up front. And I don't like it. How do I explain this? I make it a point to be offending. Not necessarily offensive, but to be offending. Not because I want people to loathe me. Not because I want people to dislike me. But because how do I explain this? People generally want to be liked. And I certainly get that. It is, it is nice for people to like you, but, I would rather be, liked by the right people. The people who are worth the effort for me to get to know. The people who, are going to perhaps be long-lasting friendships in my life. Everybody else who, random strangers or acquaintances or people who come up to me at a gym or whatever who, may look at me, see my tattoo, see my long hair, see my beard, and think to myself, I want nothing to do with this person. Those are the people I don't want in my life, because these are the people who, if I presented myself properly or made an effort to make myself more approachable, these are the people who are going to be what I call waste of time in my life. People who are going to come up to me, hey, do you want to go to a movie? I know nothing about you, so no. People who are going to want me to socialize with them without first making the effort to get to know me. Say what you will about the fact that I look like someone who just fell out of a biker gang or a punk club or a turnip truck, as my mom calls it. Say what you will about that. It makes it so that when people usually come up to me, they do so despite my offensive looking nature. And these are the people who, generally speaking, probably aren't going to be a waste of time in my life because they saw what I looked like, and despite that, they made an effort to get up to speak to me, to talk to me. Despite their first impressions, their potentially initial revulsion, they made an effort to speak to me. And these are the people I want in my life, the people who are willing to make an effort to speak to me, are not the people who just speak to me because they speak to everybody. The problem with people who speak to everybody without making an effort to get to know them is suddenly they want to be your friend. They are perfectly willing to be your friend despite not knowing whether or not you are someone who are actually worthy of being their friend. I have a problem with that because I am not going to be liked by everybody. I am used to not being liked, but saying that, I am used to being liked by people of a certain standard, a certain quality. And I don't mean to belittle everybody else saying that, oh, I have high standards, even though I do. The problem is no one seems to understand what it's like to have standards of friendship, let alone dating. I don't have that many friends. True friends. I have way too many people who consider me a friend, but the truth is, they may consider me a friend, but I don't consider them a friend. They're just someone I know and generally am pleasant with, am nice with. I would rather a very handful, and I have always been like this, even when I was a kid. I would rather a select few quality friendships, which are probably going to last the rest of my life, than a lot of friends, a lot of quantity of friends where, yeah, we do shit together, but the truth is there's really no meaning behind the friendship anyways. I don't know what's going on here. I've killed all the bad guys in this area. Wait a minute. Is the emergency release, okay. So at least I know what it is I'm supposed to do, but I don't know where it is I'm supposed to go. I'm going to end it in here, everybody. Take care, everyone, and bye.